Welcome to the You Heard podcast, your go-to for Miami Hurricanes football. Ben, Joe, Coke, and CB break down recruiting, hot topics, and game day action.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end. No, let's talk about this right now because you completely flipped it on me now.
I hate him for knowing this, bro. This man knew the brand, dog.
Okay, I don't appreciate that. I'm saying, like,
what are we talking about, son?
Get into it, talk. I felt
Keeping it a buck.
Let me close these curtains real quick.
You heard.
Yo.
See what's happening? You pressing buttons. Yo. Hey yo, what's going on?
Yo.
Yeah. We got those. Listen, I don't want to see no original chips, man. I don't want to see no original chips. That's just basic shit. You know what I mean? I want to see something crazy. Hope, what's going on, man?
What's good, fellas? Nothing good.
Yeah.
How about you take a? I don't know if you can see it.
Cole. Oh yeah, the new merch. You see Poke with the new merch, man.
Yes, sir.
Listen. It's on there, man. Go to the site, man, and cop the new merch. There it is. Scan for merch. It's right there. CB, what's going on, man? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man, Joe. I'm surprised you talked down on my chips, bro. As a New Yorker, you gotta understand.
I understand Utz. Utz is the joint, but it's original. You know what I mean? I expected honey jalapeno or something like that.
I got the honey barbecue ones downstairs.
Right.
But
honey
the old school New Yorker in me, there's nothing better than plain Utz.
Absolutely.
But I did bring some wrap snacks that would make you pass out, just in case the Utz wasn't good enough for you.
In case.
I did bring some wrap snacks that got everything besides real ingredients in it.
Right.
As you can see, we're missing a rather large gentleman who talks fast and whose head is the size of Mount Kilimanjaro. So he'll be out this evening. But you know what up, everybody in the chat, man? Big Papa, what up, Canes fan holding it down the Rock Hills? Big Papa, you right down the road from me, man. We need to chop it up, brother. You know I'm in Charlotte. Last Kings, Mario firm handshake with no laughing at the end of the game shows he's about. Oh yeah, we already know. Coach Cristobal not playing. We already said in a couple of shows that he's not playing any games. He's not playing any games this year.
Nah. I think that was evident by how we ended the game.
Facts.
The last 2 quarters just rammed it down their throat the whole rest of the second half.
Facts. Birdstone.
Odin's beard for that.
Button is free.
That.
Facts. All about this you. Facts, Birdstone. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Brian, what's good? Fila, what's good? And how
that boy showing up to a funeral.
What's good? Big Cole, what's good?
What up, my brother?
Cole, you spoiling people, Cole. You spoiling
He heard, fam.
Easy.
Listen, and I need to holler at you too, since you're doing all that. I need to holler at you.
Yeah, you show up to a game with Cole, you end up being able to get in the mascot suit if you want to. The kind of access you get is insane.
One of them.
In the fourth quarter, Poke was like, "Y'all see me take them snaps on the punt team?" I said, "What?"
Right. Cole Kit.
He said, "Yeah, I got 2 reps. Y'all ain't see me."
Poke about to kick an extra point out there, man.
Hey, but every touch he just got closer and closer. He got 3 downs in. His PFF grade is over the chain right now. He got a 90 pass rush grade.
Yeah, man. So talk about it. Poke, you was out there, man. The delay, everything. How was it out there, man? How was the crowd out there after the delay and all that? How
No,
was
it was good. I was actually surprised. I thought the lightning delay after lightning delay was kind of going to put a damper on things. Then the rain kind of came in, but South Florida weather, man, it rains for about 5 minutes and then it's done and over with.
Yeah.
But the biggest issue, of course, was the lightning and it kept delaying it and stuff. So, but I was pleasantly surprised when the crowd turned up, man. I think a lot of people really want to see this team now. Now that we're a fun team to watch, people are going to want to come out and watch it. And I don't think any type of delay or weather is going to play a factor into that going forward. But yeah, the crowd was great. The energy was high. You can kind of sense it like going down a little bit as the game started, and we weren't really kind of firing on all cylinders quite yet. I think the biggest issue was, oh man, we can't run the ball. We can't move the ball. What are we doing? Yeah. I mean, we got Cam Ward. They were giving us the passing game, so we're going to take advantage of it. And I think that's what we saw. And then, once things started picking up and, the pace got quicker and faster and we started, putting together drives and really showing out, that's, you heard the crowd really start getting into it. And then after halftime, we started really running away and pulling away. And that's when everybody's like, oh, okay. Well,
felt good. Everybody felt comfortable.
Yeah. Everybody felt good. Everybody felt comfortable. Yeah. You're up 42, 47, whatever it was, to nothing. And people, start hitting the exits and had been there since, early on tailgating, plus all the delays. So, yeah.
Yeah, CB, we alluded to it on the halftime show that, when it's a delay like that, it takes a while for everybody to get back into it, right? The team got to go back. If you watch the post-game pressers, they were talking about what they were doing in the locker room during the delay. You probably playing video games or on the phone, snacking or whatever. Has your from the halftime show, has your thoughts changed? How do you feel now about the game as opposed to how you were feeling at the halftime show?
Kind of the same, only because my issues are not even issues, just if I had to pick something that was concerning me is I want to start out games being more efficient running the football. So doing it after the half doesn't really accomplish what I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. I want to be ahead of the chains early on first down, early on in games, but there's the ebbs and flow to football games. So sometimes the running game is not going to be there, and you're just going to have to rely on short passes and other things. Like I said, we've got a quarterback now that if we get behind in the chains, it's not an issue. But the deeper we go into the season, I just want to be more efficient on the ground to start out games. But the penalties is probably the only other thing that bothered me.
That's the main thing, yeah.
Cleaned it up a little bit in the second half, but once you get in the second half and you start getting deeper into depth, I kind of start excusing some of those penalties. But as far as anything we saw that looked a little sluggish in that first quarter, we saw them turn it on in the second quarter, and it stayed on. It just seemed like what we talked about at halftime. Some guys were probably just still kind of ramping their bodies back up, but I saw a couple of videos of Cam Ward actually in the tunnel throwing, just to stay warm in between some of the delays. So like you said, guys got different methods. And for some of the bigger guys or even some of the receivers, you get so hyped, you get so up, and then you got to come back down, and then you got to go back up. And it just takes you a couple plays, or sometimes it takes you to get hit to be right back into it. So I think they cleaned up anything that looked sluggish that we saw in the first half. They looked like they were firing on all cylinders in the second half. They executed, and what we looked for was smash mouth football. And they came out, and whether that was Lyle or AJ or they were very efficient and effective on the ground in the second half. So that's a plus. But I want to start out games being a little bit more efficient on the ground, dog. If we're averaging 4 to 5 yards to carry in the first couple drives on those scripted plays, even on that first drive. Now you really can't mess with Cam Ward if we're getting 4 or 5 yards a pop to start out the game. So that's just me being selfish and wanting us to have everything. You know what I'm saying? I want the infinity gauntlet. But the truth is having an elite quarterback sometimes means when one of those gems ain't working, he can make up for it. And it's going to be vice versa. One of these games, the passing game is going to start out sluggish. So I would like the running game to be there to supplement it.
Facts.
No,
So
and I
let's
think
look at the numbers. Oh, go ahead, Pope.
No, I was just gonna allude to what CB was saying about the delay and coming out slow. That's just, I mean, you gotta kind of factor that in, especially with the weather how it was, a kind of soggy field, and just trying to get yourself amped back up for the game after, basically hanging out for 2 hours before game time. So you can attribute some of that to the
And we've all played ball, whether it's baseball, football, whatever. Those lightning delays suck because you don't know when it's another 15 until it's another 15.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then you could be 2 minutes left in that 15, and then they get another one. It's another, so sometimes it's hard to even know when it's time to stretch. Baseball's the worst because you think, all right, okay, let me start throwing. And then it's they saw another bolt, and you're like, golly, it's the worst.
This was about I guess it was about 6 years ago or so when I was coaching. We were in the state Final Four for baseball, and we had almost a 7-hour rain delay. It was it was awful. It was awful. We ended up
went from warm to cold to warm to cold to warm to cold.
It was. I mean, we ended up losing in the semifinal, I think, by a run to who was it? American Heritage. We lost, I think, by a run at the end of the game, and they ended up I think winning the state championship that year. But going into that game, everybody was saying that our game against them should have been the state championship game, because I think we were both ranked like 1 and 3 or 2 and 4 or something in the state that year. So, but anyway, that's way off topic.
Big in Florida. I'm
massive.
It is.
Yeah,
massive.
Yeah. Baseball's huge in Florida. Yes,
I didn't know that.
Yep, absolutely.
It's big in Texas. That's why I asked.
It's big in New York too. Baseball and basketball.
Oh, I mean, come on now.
Yeah. All right, let's look at these numbers, man. So first of all, I want to give props to the defense.
Oh my God.
We always talk offense. We always talk about, we started talking about the running game. We talked about Cam Ward. We talk about X. We talk about the O-line. But listen, man, this damn defense is out of control. Pitching a shutout. I don't care if it's against Ball State. I don't care. Like, pitching a shutout is hard. I don't care who you playing. Like, pitching a shutout is hard. These dudes gave up. Look at this down here, man. You see this right here? We're on rushing, and this says 6 yards of
6
total. Like the whole game, not 6 yards per carry.
No.
6 yards, man.
Dog.
Not even a half a yard per carry, my guys. Like, what the hell is happening here?
Do you understand that we could have doubled their allotted downs for a drive, and if they ran the ball every drive, every play, they still wouldn't have gotten a first down?
Fam.
They could have had 8 downs and ran the football and still wouldn't have gotten a first down with that average.
Son.
Dog,
like,
that's
what are we doing? This is crazy. We got off the field, and that when we talked about going into the season, what we would like to see an improvement on, right? Defense getting off the field on third downs. Here it is, right here, man. 1 of 12.
1 of 12.
1 of 12. That's fantastic, man. 3.4 yards per pass. That's crazy, man. That's a ridiculous level of defense, man.
You do that against wing T offenses.
Those look like Graham Mertz numbers to me.
Man, I heard a stat, and I can't remember where I heard it from, and I'm sorry.
DJU efficiency numbers.
Facts. On 32 dropbacks, I think we pressured the quarterback like 26 of the 32 dropbacks. And not blitzing. I'm talking about just pressure.
Oh, I believe
it.
More
sacks.
That's man. Listen,
Malik Bryant got a sack. Simeon
Yep.
Barrow, who was playing out of his
Facts.
mind this
Mhm.
weekend.
Mhm.
1.5 sacks. Elijah Alston with a sack and an interception. Tyler
pick.
Barron with half a sack. It looks like he had 2 halves, but I think his second half they ended up just giving someone else the complete sack.
Right.
But oh my gosh, this front 7 front 4 is
They
insane.
lived in the backfield that whole game.
Yeah.
It was insane.
So
It was
CB, talk about what you're excited, like what excites you most about the defense. Just watching the defense. What excites you most?
All right, give me 2 seconds to find this tweet, bro, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. Because we all had concerns. We all had concerns coming into this year, right? I have found it. All right, so our PFF grades by this year, our secondary, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, according to a tweet Gio put out, our secondary has one of the highest PFF grades from this past year or for this past week.
Yeah,
which is insane when you consider that was one of, if not the thing we were all worried about the most, right? Coming into this year. It was, all right, so we got Mish Powell, and we know we got the experience at safety to try to help a lot of that experience that was leaving. But Jaden Harris was still unproven. We got youth at corners, even younger than we thought, because we didn't call OJ starting.
Nobody. I don't think anybody called that one.
And we said it was too young already. And then he was like, "But what if I give you a true freshman?" So, and Miami's pass coverage grade entering week 4. So that's the first 3 weeks combined. 92.2, first overall among Power 4 teams. I'm going to repeat that. Our PFF grade for coverage entering week 4 is first amongst all P4 schools. That's what stood out to me so far. The DBs have been disciplined. We haven't seen them. We've seen a couple busting coverage, but nothing that's detrimental. They're tackling. They're coming up. They're making plays. They're swarming. These screens and anything that's off tackle, anything with pursuit, you are seeing Canes absolutely swarm, and they're not throwing their arms out there. They're not throwing their shoulders. They're not closing their eyes and looking for a big hit. They are breaking down and wrapping up.
Sure.
This defense looks so sound, and it allows them to play off athleticism because their fundamentals are sound. Yeah. That to me, that's the key. We haven't seen any big bonehead moves from the secondary, and they've been handling their own, and they've been in man, y'all. Ain't been no help out there. I know in the past we're all losing our minds because some former defensive coordinators and secondary coaches did not just put them guys out there in man. Gidry putting them boys out there in man, and they're surviving and they're thriving. And there's a deep rotation. We're seeing Hill out there as well. You're seeing Richard out there playing star, playing corner, playing safety. To me, the secondary has been a pleasant surprise so far this year.
Absolutely. Poke, before I get to you real quick, let's just acknowledge some people, man, in the chat. Flo, what up?
Let me hold some.
I'll see you in Tampa this weekend, brother.
Yes, sir.
Good, boys. Hit the like button. Keep grinding. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Last Kings. Miami set a new program record with 750 total offense in the game. That's right. Cam setting his record of 5 passing touchdowns in a single game in his career and didn't even play the full game. Gotta love it. Facts, Last Kings. Definitely.
Also, first ACC QB to go 300 plus with at least 3 in the first 3 games. So
without
he's on pace to fucking destroy every passing record we have.
Everyone.
He's on pace for like $5 grand and 48 right now or something.
And not playing full games yet.
No.
Defense is dead serious. Facts, John Brown. Christopher, they were stacking the box in the first half. So we'll talk about that, Christopher, because I do want to talk about that when we talk about the running game. I do want to talk about that. Big Papa, some of these penalties were straight BS though, but that was bullshit.
That was trash. That was trash.
Goodness. Yes. Super Miami put together a good performance. They were a bit off schedule last week, but got back in with yesterday's performance and execution. No doubt.
No doubt.
Juan, what's good, brother? You heard I see a lot of potential in that backfield. AJ Allen deserves his 10 carries per game. Find consistent touches for Chris Johnson and Elijah Lofton. Absolutely. No doubt. And overdose, Barron and Barrow were massive.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Killer bees.
Yeah, facts. Poke, what you think about the defense, man? What's making you happy about that team? That's that side of the ball.
They're relentless.
Mhm.
I mean, I think every guy on that defense has a motor that will not stop. I mean, and you can see it just the way they attack the ball. You're not seeing one guy. You're seeing 3, 4, 5 canes in pursuit and all meeting at the ball. I mean, it's ridiculous. Really, the only time you're seeing solo tackles is if a guy gets in the backfield, gets a sack, or it's like one-on-one coverage, a receiver makes a catch and the DB tackles him. Everything other than that, you're seeing at least 3 canes on the ball at all times. And I think somebody said earlier in the chat that a lot of us owe the secondary an apology, and I would have to agree because I don't think any of us. I don't think we downplayed it to the fact where we were like, oh man, this is going to be a wreck, but we had our doubts going in, and they've done everything to pretty much get rid of any of those doubts that I had before. So just to see the way that they're coming together, the way they're communicating, the way they attack the ball, it's just super fun to see, man. They just don't stop.
Yeah, same for me. And along those lines, man, anytime I watch defensive football, when I see 4 or 5 hats to the ball, man, that shit gets me going. Like, I love that shit. When you see 6 orange jerseys around the ball and running to the ball and just swarming, I love it.
You don't even see the offensive player.
No.
Like he's buried in the damn circle. Like, I love it.
One of my favorite plays from yesterday is early on in the game. I think they caught like a little swing or got outside, and the guy's going down the sideline. You see I think the safety comes up, and then the corner has him from behind, and then you just see Kiko out of nowhere just clear him off the sideline. It was ridiculous.
That is so dope, man. I love that, and that excites me every single time. That's will. That's willing. You know what I mean? That's
want to.
That's just want to. Facts. Everybody. There's not one defensive coordinator in the country that doesn't preach everybody to the ball.
Yeah.
You have pursuit drills. You have like this. Everything is catered to getting to the ball, man, because you punch that ball out, somebody picks it up, somebody breaks a tackle, there's somebody there. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm with y'all, man. That should
that's buy-in, bro. That's buy-in, bro. When you that backside DN and you running like that, hey, y'all want to see buy-in somewhere in that fourth quarter? Watch Armando Blunt. Ball be halfway. Watch 18, bro.
Yeah.
That's buy-in. That's them young men buying in. When you're the backside DN and you're running 30 yards full speed with your head down,
that's that drill.
That's want to, bro.
Whether you get to the ball or not.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Just watch him because he's not making this play most of the time.
Yeah,
he's getting there late because everybody else swarming. But watch him; they're swarming. To me, that's not just Guidry preaching. That's them believing, bro. That you can hear run to the ball. Like Joe said, and the coach said, don't scream that. Everybody don't do it though. Yeah. That is that's buy-in. The way these receivers block on the edge, that's buy-in.
Another reason they're doing that is because that film room is not a game. You don't want to be that highlight on that fucking film room.
You don't want to be now. Now everyone pay attention now to
number 18. You don't want to be that dude. You do not.
You don't want that. The last thing you want is before a play start, the coach pauses it and then he does this. Now I want everybody eyes right here to pay attention to Carmona. Because everybody watch here, Carmona, what he decides to do. Dog, there is nothing worse.
Loafing and shit. Loafing.
Yeah, loafing. They start bringing out them old bro.
And then you sit
in
the back.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right. You just back there. You can't say nothing. You can't
just want to disappear.
Yeah.
We had a defensive end sit down. He I don't know how he ended up on the ground, but he stayed seated basically the whole play. Play reverses, comes back his way. On film, you can see running back coming back, ran right by him, sitting down. This man sitting down damn near crisscross applesauce. Bro, coaches lit him up on film. It must have been a great game because look at Matthew sitting down and watch it. Like we and what do coaches say, right? On the one play you don't hustle, the ball will find you.
Oh, yeah.
One time that defensive end isn't hustling backside, they cut back.
Yep.
So that's why that's buy-in because it ain't you ain't gonna make the play every time. But one of these times, one of these little slick receivers going hit a cutback, and 18 gonna be there to knock that boy in the next week.
Knock his head off. That's right. That's right. So along those lines, man, how important is it that Guidry's back for his second year, man? And the jump from year one to and we talked about it. We talked about it on this show preseason, man. Guidry in his second year. Listen, man, the jump is crazy.
It's ridiculous. I mean, you could kind of see it starting to form going back to last season.
Yeah.
And, towards the end of the season, you can see it starting to gel. And then, I mean, that should have been an indicator of what this defense was going to start to look like going into this year. I mean, we don't even have Bain and Damari back.
Son, and when he has the toys, and we said that the ingredients, right? He got them ingredients. He got the Elijah Alston, Barrow, man, Deani Hill, Ruben. The ingredients are here, man. Oh man. Oh,
that's what I was.
We ain't got to worry about just salt and pepper no more.
Yeah, he did. We saw what he did with Les last year, right?
Yeah.
We saw him use the ingredients he had and still cooked us up a fire gumbo. Then Mario went and got him the expensive. He got him lobster. He got him prawns. He didn't get him shrimp. He got him prawns. Like he got him real ingredients.
He got that truffle butter out there now.
That's what Barrow is. Barrow that truffle butter. Hey, here's my question to y'all about Guidry. When do we start worrying? Because LSU is probably gonna fire Brian Kelly somewhere soon. And that man is a mad scientist.
Yeah.
When do we start worrying?
I think Coach Cristobal has asked them, yo, give me another year or two. Give me because they both signed. I don't know if Dawson signed an extension, but Guidry signed an extension this past offseason. Yeah. So I think another couple of years at least. And I think Coach Cristobal understands that he's going to lose a coordinator. You know what I mean? That's going to happen eventually. You have to know that. But D-Nick, you got D-Nick right there. You got Jason Taylor right there learning. You know what I mean? So, I think if we do lose a Guidry, I think we have his replacement on staff, in my opinion.
No, I 100% agree because the way that this defense is firing on all cylinders like it is, you have to expect that those other position coaches, they're all on the same page with everything. Yeah. So you have a guy that it's almost a plug and play type situation if it ever gets to that. But you also got to factor in, does a coordinator even want a head coaching job? Some of these guys love doing what they're doing in the position that they're at. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's still, I guess you can still say it's kind of 50-50. When it comes down to it, but I'm not particularly worried at this moment. Now ask me at the end of the season when we go 13, 14, 15-0 and we're playing for a national championship.
Yeah. I'll
be pretty worried then with some coordinator.
But like you said, that is kind of just a natural progression of things. It's going, and you actually want to see that, right? You want to see the coaching tree. You want to see Guidry move on and become a head coach, and you want to see his disciple step in. So that's just a natural progression of things. We see it on the offensive side a lot more than we do on the defensive side, but I feel like you said, I think that's something else we all have to realize too. Guidry comes off as a DC. Like if you just met him and told and had a conversation with him and then said, all right, what do you think he coaches? You would probably think, oh, he's probably a defensive coordinator. Like he just gives off defensive coordinator vibes. So Hopefully we got one that's like, look, man, he like the old Ryan brothers, like Rob Ryan. Like, I just want to coach defense my whole life, bro. Like, I don't really need a head coaching job. I want to coach some defense. I pray we get at least 2 more out of him, because his star is going to continue to rise. But I pray we can get at least 1 or 2 more from him and Dawson.
You also you never know when the NFL going to come knocking either, too. So
that's true. That's true.
Facts. Salute to Oregon Kane, man, for the $4.99. Don't know, man. We appreciate you. Shout out to y'all boys. LSU was after Guidry, but we locked them up. D-Nick will be well sought after next offseason. I can definitely see that, man. Yeah. Somebody mentioned that they worry more about D-Nick because of Florida State. You know what I mean? D-Nick is a Florida State alumni, so if Florida State comes calling, to be a DC or something, he can definitely.
I mean, but who? You really want to go try to deal with that dumpster fire, though?
I mean, that's the lull of your school. And
it's huge.
That's
I get that.
It's huge, man. Huge. That's huge.
I get that, but I just don't know.
It's a dumpster fire now, but all things turn. You know what I mean? All things turn. They were 13-0 just a year ago.
Somebody said that same thing to him when he came to Miami, probably. Like, you really want to go deal with that dumpster fire?
Because he came to Miami when it was, when we.
That one's. But like we keep saying, he's building disciples in the coaching staff now. There's underlings of D-Nick now that understand how he recruits, how he develops players. So we will still have D-Nick's flavor even when D-Nick moves on.
See, Smooth says negative. I disagree, Joe. They are unproven. Everyone. No, that's facts. But when you get there are a lot of coordinators who got jobs that weren't coordinators. Like, you have to prove yourself at some point. You know what I mean? You can't just sit on the sideline. Oh, getting a proven DC is not all the time the best move. You know what I mean? That doesn't work out all the time. Like, you want to keep continuity. So Jason Taylor's been a DC, not on the college level, of course. D-Nick is well capable of being a DC. I'm sure he will be a DC. And if you keep the language the same, the verbiage the same, the attitude the same, it's a smoother transition than going to get someone external and bringing them in with a defense. Yeah, I don't think Miami worried about that money no more. I think
that's true. But it is cheaper, right? Than to go out and get a big name, and then you don't even know if his style of play
work, right. And then you gotta teach the defense all new jargon and all of that. Like,
you also send a bad message to the underlings on the staff if you're not promoting from within. There's a deeper conversation to be had there. Obviously, it's no different than a quarterback sitting and waiting, and then you going and getting a transfer portal kid to sit in front of him. Sometimes you want to promote from within, because then when you try to go get hot assistants, you can sell them on, hey, look, when someone gets promoted, you rise. Fact. You know what I'm saying? My OC used to be my quarterback coach or my passing game coordinator. It's no different than a regular job. You want to know that if I come in here, I can still rise. You don't want to go work somewhere where it's like, man, he's been in that same position for 30 years and he ain't moved up. Yeah. Damn, they just keep hiring somebody to be his boss. And they never interviewed him to be the boss. So you got to have both.
Yeah. Guidry is either a lifer or going to be a head coach, but lateral coordinator, why? With the way Miami is recruiting.
I don't think
we're not talking about Guidry being a coordinator. We're talking about Guidry being LSU's head coach.
Head coach,
Yeah.
I don't think he'd leave for another DC.
Hell no.
No, there's no way. I just don't see that happening.
I throw away the papers. I wouldn't let him.
Clemson is a great example of what happens when one loses their coordinators. They took a step back. I don't think they took a step back because of that, Christopher.
No, the Clemson won't. Clemson refuses to progress with the times.
Yeah, I don't think they took a step back because of that. And but they went out and got a highly sought after offensive coordinator, and it's not really looking too hot. This is his second year? Third year?
Second at least.
They're not progressing with the times.
Yeah, no. They refuse to hit the portal even a little bit. You know,
Here, not you.
uh-oh, somebody frozen?
You got caught in Ben's matrix, I guess.
I caught in the Matrix.
Yeah, you got caught in the Ben Matrix.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ben. Ben is here with us in spirit, clearly.
In spirit, clearly.
Yeah. And big head spirit.
He's
Yes,
clearly
Ben
here
is
in
here.
spirit.
Absolutely. Let's hit this ad real quick, and we will be back at you shortly.
Welcome to Caneswear.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Salute to the guys at Caneswear, the young men and the young ladies at Caneswear. They always look out, man. It's like family over there. Every time we down there, hitting Caneswear every single time. All right. The offensive side of the ball, man. We alluded to it. 700 total yards.
Woo.
700.
750.
Fucking ridiculous.
Like them boys is
750.
playing college football 25 out there.
On freshmen.
Yeah, them boys
With 15-minute quarters.
The boy said, "Give me 750."
Man, listen.
I like
so
it.
what I did notice is it seems like, and I don't know if it was because of what the defense was doing, but it seems like there was a concerted effort to get JG going, to get Jacoby going, because we haven't seen him in the past
And
couple
Sam.
of games, right? And
It
Sam.
felt like him and Sam. It seemed like Cam was trying to turn both of them up fairly early.
Yeah, and Jacoby looked good, man. He looked explosive. He looked good, man.
Crisp.
He looked
Crisp.
good, man. And we
Is
know
it me or has he gotten slipperier? Like after the catch, where
No, yeah.
not quite elusive, but like slippery.
That long.
I think he's hard to tackle anyway, just because he's wide.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
That long-
I'm struggling for the word, but it's like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. He's just like
Yeah.
oddly elusive. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
No, that long. You could tell on that long one he had that got called back because he stepped out of bounds. I don't.
Yeah.
It looked like
Yeah.
he did on TV. It looked like he
Did
stepped
it?
out.
Okay. From where
2
I
feet.
was, I
It
couldn't
looked like
tell.
he got 2 feet out.
And they
You know what I mean?
didn't. They
It looked
didn't
like he
show.
got 2
They didn't show the replay at the stadium either. So
Yeah. But and I like that. I just like recognizing when you have a mismatch. And I don't know if it was because they saw something on film or whatever, but every game is going to be different, right? Every game presents different matchups. So we were talking about the running game, and I haven't watched it back. I don't know if anybody watched it back, but were they packing the box every down? Is that why
Early, yeah.
Yeah.
Early, yeah.
I know I saw a safety creep up every first down. So if they were packing the box, man, do we still expect them to run and be successful at it? What you want to see, CB?
It's a bit of a double-edged sword, right? Because the defense got a job to do too. And if you pack the box, you should kind of be successful. It's just math at that point of not enough people to block people. It's selfish. It's like I just want perfection. I'm just being selfish at this point. But I'm not.
You Coach Boone at
But the thing is, I'm not asking for 15, 20 yards. But I do want to start drives off with 4-yard runs. You know what I'm saying? But I also like having an offensive coordinator that goes, okay, they're putting 7, 8 in the box. I'm going to audible. I'm going to make an adjustment. I'm going to throw these hitches. Y'all putting 7, 8 in the box and you playing 7 yards off. Yeah. So what do we see? Quick hitch to Sam Brown. Quick hitch to Sam Brown. Quick hitch to Jacoby. Get the ball out your hand quick. And then we saw, so y'all want to blitz? All right, swing passes, screen pass. I like that Dawson, even with his scripted plays, goes, okay, I got to throw that out the window. They're putting 6, 7 in the box, and it's not working right now. Let me do something else. To me, that warms my heart more than I'm worried about the run game. The fact that we can make an adjustment and be effective with the adjustment we're making. In your scripted plays, bro, coaches do not like going off that script. So to go off your script tells me you're tapped in. Cam is tapped in. Y'all are in real time processing. Cam said after every drive, they go back and they study that tablet. So yeah, I want us to be more efficient running the ball, but I love that our offensive coordinator and our quarterback is seeing what the defense is giving them and saying, okay, well, let's just take what they're giving us. If they want us to hitch them to death, we'll hitch them to death. And if we break one tackle, it's Jacoby to the house. I love it.
No doubt. What you think, Pope?
No, that's where I think that's where Cam's experience and abilities really comes into play with the short passing game. You know, because we always say it's just an extension of the run game. Those little quick flip outs to the wide receiver. You got linemen pulling out, clearing out guys. You got, you know, the short little the hitches like CB was saying, guys cutting right across the middle. The tight ends going down the seam. I mean, come on. We're already seeing it take place. I think that's just huge, especially in situations like that. So
Elijah Arroyo may win a trophy, bro.
Yeah.
He is having a year.
Yeah. They ran a 44 front with a late creeper for most of it, if not all the first half. Facts. Yeah. Even though I want to run, I don't mind airing out to loosen. Yeah, no doubt.
Completely agree.
Absolutely.
Okay, now, this kind of goes on that statement he just made there. How much, you know, in the past we heard about game management as far as Cristobal goes. How much do you think he's meddling with play calling now? Given what we saw the first half, or how this game
I don't know if he can with as much control as they've given Cam on the field.
Facts.
I don't know if he can, because
I just want to know y'all's thoughts on that.
At some point, well, we've already heard Dawson say at some points, like some of these plays where Cam has checked into. Yeah. So call what you want on the sideline, but QB1 is on the field, and he has the trust of the staff and everyone in that huddle. So if Cam says we're running the football, they're running the football. And if Mario says, or if Dawson says we're throwing a slant, but Cam get in that huddle and say slant and go, they're gonna run a slant and go. So
yeah. I think
they took the power away from that boy this year.
No, I completely agree, because you know how much Mario wants to run the ball and how much of a power game he wants to implement. But look how much we threw the ball that first half.
Mm-hmm.
But early in downs.
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't think in years past we see that go to the passing game that early that often. Yeah. We still try to ram the ball down throats when we're only getting 2-3 yards at a clip, you know.
And I agree that as an offensive coordinator or as an offensive coach, that's what I prefer. I want a quarterback who can get me in and out of plays. Like Coach Dawson was like, yo, I've made mistakes and Cam will check out of it and make me look good. That's what I want. And I think that's what any team should want. But I think we'll really see it if we're in a tough, close game. I think at that time we'll see if Coach Cristobal is like, all right, motherfuckers, y'all had enough fun. Y'all had enough fun. 22 dive, you know what I mean?
The first multiple, let me knock on some wood. The first multiple INT game, when Cristobal come down and hit Dawson with one of these.
Yeah, facts. Mm-hmm.
And you start seeing Fletch stretch on the sideline. Yeah. You know what's up? Dive, baby. Yeah. No guard tackle pull, no nothing. Dive until I say otherwise.
Dawson like.
Until I say otherwise. Dive to the right, dive to the left, do a little bit of motion and dive. But Paul, that's a great point, because I think that we heard that how many times, no matter if it's TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, the entire offseason. But he not gonna let Cam. He not gonna let Cam. He not gonna let. Yeah. He won't take the handcuffs off of Dawson. I was worried about it, but that first half shows you they are willing to adapt, and Cristobal is willing to let his quarterback cook.
And you feel comfortable because your quarterback is in the film room with you. Your quarterback is in the building at 4:30 a.m. with you. You know what I mean? You waking up, you walking in the building, y'all meeting at the door together. You know what I mean? Good morning, coach. Sup, Cam? How you doing? So you have no choice but to feel comfortable with him.
Cristobal bringing the legends back into the fold has been invaluable. I don't think I think that's not going to go down on no stat sheet, or it ain't going to win us no football games on paper. But the story they told about Cam and why Cam comes in so early, it's because Ray Lewis told him, "Hey, bro, if you're really trying to be the best, you got to watch film. Like, not just when coach wants you to watch film. You got to be the first one here watching film and the last one to leave. If you're really trying to be him, if you're trying to be good, keep doing what you're doing. But if you want to be great, you need to be opening this place up and watching film and closing it and watching. They told the story on the broadcast, and he's the first one there and the last one to leave. Hearing it from people who did it with gold jackets in their closet matters, bro. It's different when you hear it from people that have done it out there. You know how many times my coach told me to do something, and then another receiver that I respected told me to do something, and then I did it because he told me. People are fickle. Your parents tell you to do something, and you don't do it, and then your homeboy tells you to do it. You do it. People are fickle.
And then you go to jail.
Those legends. Yeah, then you go, and then you speeding in Georgia, and you got
get locked up.
Yeah. But I think that's gonna go unnoticed. I just wanted to shout out Cristobal and this staff for bringing that culture back, for allowing our legends and our veterans of this program to come back and just incite that knowledge to the youth. I think that's always going to go unnoticed because it doesn't show up on a stat sheet. But things like that are seriously helping this program with its culture.
Yeah. I don't understand as a player why you're not in the build, like why you leave the building, fam. Like they make the facilities a home. You have PS5s, you got food whenever you want, you have napping stations, you have all types of stuff. You got podcast rooms, you got rooms to study in, you got the trainer, everything's there. You know what I mean? So if you're not in the building, you just don't want to be in the building. You know what I mean? There's no reason not to be.
There's no excuse.
There's no excuse. So
and the staff works, so you know somebody there.
Facts.
Somebody
and
there.
You have access. You can get in the building whenever you want. You have the code. You know what I mean?
That's what they said. They said he'd be there. He'd literally be the first one. Like it'd be him and janitors in that thing.
Facts. So I want to touch real quick. We almost at an hour. We talked about the secondary, right? Somebody said apologize for the secondary. So I have a controversial. I don't think the secondary's been tested yet. I don't think we faced a QB or receiving, and I don't think we will until we play Louisville.
That's hard to argue against.
I don't think they've been tested. And we did talk about the front is going to help the back end. And I think that's taking place now. Like we're seeing that. The front is dominating. No quarterback has been comfortable with the front coming at them. What's the next game that you feel is going to put a strain on the defense? Do you feel like we're coming into that stretch now with USF as the next game that will put a strain on the defense, or we still got a couple weeks?
No, I think this might kind of kick it off into that just because of how run heavy USF is. And I'm sure you guys will get into that on Wednesday's show, but they're more of a run first type team. I mean, if you go back and look, I mean, their quarterback's decent. He's a great athlete. He runs a lot, but I don't think their passing game is going to be much of a test for us unless we shut down their run game. But then what do they go to after that? Yeah. And I think once we get to Virginia Tech, I mean, they have a nice QB. He can sling it. And I think that's going to kick it up another notch. But, yeah, I think, like you said, we're not going to have a real test in the secondary until we get to Louisville, to be honest. That's, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. What you think, CB?
I think this will be a test for our defense as far as discipline goes, because the quarterback can get outside the pocket and he can create a little bit, and he's a big dude. But I don't think this ain't the game where I'm going, okay, let's see what OJ really got. I think that is Cal Louisville, because I'm not that scared of Virginia Tech's passing offense.
Yeah.
Cal and Louisville are okay. They're going to try to push the ball down the field a bit. We know Virginia Tech's quarterback's pretty good. That game is going to have a different level of hype in it because quarterbacks on both sides they train together, so the competitive juice gonna be over the roof. They're gonna try to one up each other. But I don't think we see any serious. The reason I'm looking right now is I'm looking at the schedule. I don't think we see any serious. Okay, let's see what them boys got until Cal, Louisville. Florida State is a slaughter, and then Duke, because Malik likes to push the ball down the field. That we do see them take the shots. It's not an efficient and not a team that puts up a lot of numbers that worries me. It's taking the shots, because you take enough, the young guys tend to make a mistake here or there. That's what you worry about it, or at least. So it's those teams that have the stones to take those shots that I'm like, okay, that's when we'll be tested. And for me, that's that Cal Louisville. I think the USF game will be a test of discipline. Because like Paul said, they want to run the football from their quarterback, so it's going to be a test of discipline.
But what other teams coming up? Do we have receivers that we have to worry about?
Yeah,
like who?
I don't think like
stick out. Like we're not having to worry about a Keon Coleman at Florida State, or what Johnny Wilson, 6'12", big for nothing type receivers. I mean.
Yeah, Pope. For me, I think it starts with USF, and it's not because of talent. I think it's because Alex Golish is the coach, and Alex Golish is gonna. I think he empties the kitchen sink.
Think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, their social media is already hyping this game up. Already talking their shit. So
I have none of that.
They're building a new stadium. They need the big. They were close. They weren't close with Alabama. They try to act like it was close. It wasn't really close.
Bama played sloppy.
Yeah, it wasn't really close. But they need something like this. You know what I mean? So I think Alex Golish is going to empty the kitchen sink, man. And when I say test, it's not only because of the talent level. It's just about like CB said, the volume. I think they're going to try to go deep. I think we're going to see some trick plays. I think we're going to see, I think we're going to see them try to test the secondary, because if I'm a coordinator, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to test the secondary.
And remember, there's a lot of jilted kids on that sideline over there. There's a lot of young men that grew up wanting to be Canes and wanting to be Seminoles and wanting to be Gators.
Well, maybe they should have been better at football.
Poke on one a day. But I say that to say there's going to be some athletes that are up for this game. Like, they're going to have some guys on that sideline that are going to be up for this game. I still say Canes by 20. I'm not entertaining any trolling from them. Come get this check and get baptized and go back to the American.
It took us coming up here to play them to have their most student allotted tickets in the history of their program, because they opened up. I think they claimed like 15,000 students, and they opened up one of the upper deck levels of Ray J to get more tickets. So if any of y'all Canes fans out there are coming up to Tampa, go on Ticketmaster. You can get $35 tickets up in the top deck.
Yup. And asked us to get to this question, man. We're going a little bit off topic, but let's talk about it. This is a general football question. I understand it's his choice not to retire, but if he gets another major concussion like Thursday, does Tua and his family have a legitimate case for a lawsuit? Lawsuit? No, I don't think so. If he makes the decision to play, nobody's forcing him.
Somewhere. It's in that contract somewhere.
Oh yeah,
I guarantee you.
If he makes that decision, and man, I think I just read a quote saying he has no plans to retire.
No.
So, I mean, what can you do?
I don't know what to say about that, to be honest with you, because I kind of agree with Mike McDaniel, where I feel like, bro, that's not my business to say so or not. But then you look at guys like Austin Collie a few years ago, where even the NFL was like, fam.
Yeah.
Like, all right, bro, like, you probably should. When Ryan Swope came into the league, the NFL was like, hey, look here, fam. Like, we're not trying to have you stretch it off. It's time.
But do we know what medical professionals are telling him? Like, do we know
We're not gonna know that.
Like we don't know what's being said to him, man. So I don't, I don't know. Maybe they sitting in the room and listen. They're in Miami, so U Health got him. You know what I mean? U Health is who he's going to see. So, maybe they're like, listen, it's not that bad, champ.
At the end of the day, I agree with what JJ Watt said. And I know it's controversial, but fans want to have it both ways, dog. Like, fans still make fun of Andrew Luck for retiring.
Yeah.
And then say Tua should retire. He shouldn't have lowered his shoulder. Yeah, but he's going to get it from the fan base, whether he lowers his shoulder or if he slides. So he's just competing. He's just trying to compete. I don't begrudge him for competing. Because, like I said, people still give Andrew Luck trash, and that dude took a absolute beating in the league. I do pray that he stays healthy if he does continue to play, because we all played the game. You never like to see someone. We've seen Tua in a lot of situations where he's either limp or, and I know we ain't never talked about it, but I can speak for the other two when I say I know y'all cringe when you see that. You don't never want to see a player like that where, he's having to be helped to stand up, or he's wobbly, or you can see in his eyes that he's glazed. You don't want to see. I'm not even a Dolphins fan, man. I don't want to see that. So I pray he stays healthy. I find it hard to have
a fan of.
Yeah, Cowboys, baby.
We seen what happened to them bump. Never mind. Go ahead.
We got baptized today. Don't worry about it. Tank for Cam Ward. Yeah. I don't know. I'm coping right now, man. It's painful, dog. It's painful. We got a receiver wearing number 1 who's trash. Look, this is off topic. Coaches, stop giving number 1 to players who don't deserve it. Shout out to Mario.
Single digits, period. You don't deserve a single digit.
I come from the single digits. You didn't get that. First off, in high school, you had to be a returning starter on varsity to wear a single number. That's number 1. Number 2, we wearing number 1 and you're the 4th receiver?
Yeah, that's bananas.
What are you wearing number 1 for? If you don't put that 11 on? As a matter of fact, if you're the 4th receiver, if you don't put on one of these 80s.
Yeah, 81, son. Put on 81. If you don't throw
on no, because you're the 4th receiver, I don't want you taking from my tight end. Put on 89.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And earn this number 1. Cowboys make me sick.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, against the Dolphins and the NFL, if he gets that same concussion because they feel that the NFL or the Dolphins then protect him from himself. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if that's a thing. You know what I mean?
I don't know if he can do that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe in the pro ranks. Now, maybe in college, maybe a head coach or athletic director or whatever has the duty to say, or the ability to tell an athlete, yo, you've had 3 concussions. We're not playing you. You out of here. Sit down. You should be done. But at the pro level, I don't think that the organization can stop him from playing. So
then you start to ask yourself, like, if he is cleared, are there things in his contract that says Miami has to, allow him a chance to play?
Yeah. If he's cleared, right.
If he's cleared, you know what I'm saying? You have to ask yourself contractually, like, does he have an issue there? Listening to Mike McDaniel on that press conference, I think if it comes down to that, Mike McDaniel seems like he actually cares. He doesn't seem like he's one of them coaches that doesn't care. I think if it was that bad, I'm pretty sure they'd be having that conversation. And I'm sure his family it is. I just don't. I don't. It's hard for any of us to have that conversation. It's just hard.
And I still think he gets a large chunk of money. Yeah, I still think he gets a large chunk of money if he leaves. You know what I mean? He just signed I think there's something in there in the contract where he gets a good chunk of money if he needs to medically retire, man. So I don't know.
What y'all think? Y'all think they're gonna end up drafting Cam Ward?
Who?
The Dolphins.
I don't even know what pick they have.
Yeah. Who they got? I don't know.
I have no clue.
No. Yeah.
I would imagine he's gonna be second, maybe third quarterback taken.
If he keeps going.
You got Quinn Ewers, you got Shador. You got
Quinn gonna go ahead of Shador.
Yeah, they love Quinn Ewers. Quinn, Shador.
They loved him before he proved it. So
that's it, right?
Beck.
No, Beck.
Carson
Kid
Beck?
I think he's overrated, but
Get
that's
out of here. What?
that's me. Dog, he's rated very high for some reason.
Yeah,
Consistently
nah,
on everybody's rankings for the NFL. I don't see it, but
nah. But all right, let's get to a couple more
we
questions.
got a lot of guys I
Anybody?
think will have their names called next year. I'm excited.
Rocky, Joe, Polk, Chalupa. Thoughts on Wesley Saints roughing? We talked about it, man. It was
Trash.
It was terrible. He hit him
You
in the
can't hit
chest.
nobody hard no more, bro. Florida got
Yeah.
one too in their game, and I don't want to give them
Did
no
you-
shout out because they trash.
That targeting call, he tackled.
Yeah,
that was a helmet to ass play, and he called it targeting.
You seriously? The thing is now it's not a targeting call. It's a does the hit pass the smell test? Was he hit hard?
If you hit
And
him
if
too
he hit
hard, right? That's the problem.
Unfortunately, it's a penalty now. It's not even
Yeah.
about. You can tell now off the sound if they're gonna throw a penalty.
Yeah.
It's not about the hit or where
and the
it is.
ooh.
And the
ooh.
yes. Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
clean nobody no more. It doesn't matter how nice that you can perfectly put your shoulder in a man's chest. If you inside out this man and that stadium go quiet, they're throwing a flag.
Yeah,
I'm surprised Barron didn't get one for that tackle on that running back in the backfield.
I'm surprised Dylan Day didn't get one.
Snatch that boy up.
Man, he looked like he was at a calf roping competition.
Yeah.
Hit it with the lasso and jumped down and just jumped off his horse
strong.
and took that calf down to the ground. That was ridiculous.
That man's strong.
Yeah, the commentator said Wesley got a hitting too hard penalty.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
It's like when a receiver drops a pass or something and they start limping. I always say he sprained his ego. His ego hurt.
Thanks.
Y'all notice that? A DB will give up a catch and he get up. Bro, he caught it off your head top. Nothing happened to your ribs.
Yeah.
Ego's bruised. Get back in line.
Yeah. Facts. Last one for Anthony, man. Chalupa, Polk, and Joey. Do you guys think both college football and the pros are taking the protecting the quarterback thing way too far? Russia can't even tell. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They've taken it too far.
Yeah,
it's gone
man.
too far.
It's ridiculous. Like they are football players, fam. Like they suit up like everybody else.
What was that one in the game yesterday? Was it LSU? He threw a pick, and the quarterback went over to make a play.
Pushed him.
Planted.
He pushed him. Yeah,
and they called it on.
And they called it.
They took back the pick six.
Yeah, man, that was crazy. That was crazy.
That was another one.
That was crazy, man.
I know it's the funny Twitter thing to do to say put flags on them, but it's becoming hard to defend when people say that. Yeah. When you see how the game is being played, like I don't know, man. I understand that we don't want to see our heroes limping and stuff, but there is something that comes with playing football. I mean,
what you out there for? What are we out there for?
I don't know, man. I think I don't know. You can't have the game like this. You just can't.
Don't run after the DB after you throw a pick and try to make a tackle. You won't have to worry about it.
Yeah, just lay down, fam. Just lay down.
The dumbest term in football is defenseless player.
Yeah.
All football players are defenseless.
Right. Until
But also you're also never defenseless because you're padded head to toe. So like what really is a defenseless player? Can a backside defensive end, if he olays the offensive tackle, destroy a quarterback when he's not looking, when he has his back turned? That quarterback is defenseless.
Yeah.
Do you throw a flag for that?
So what do we do? That's what I'm saying. What do you do?
Exactly.
Do you run up to him, grab him, and hold him?
So what's the difference between a receiver over the middle getting cleaned? He's defenseless the same way the quarterback is. There's no such thing as a defenseless football player. They're padded head to toe. They're all very, very defensed.
You got to run up behind them and tap them on the shoulder and be like, "Excuse me, sir. Can you turn around so I can block you? Thanks."
Yeah. Tell him to fall. Hey, yo, fall.
Just
fall.
Nah,
all right, fellas, man. Listen,
it's a shame. It's a shame.
It is stupid.
Florida, FSU lost again. Congratulations. Yay, congratulations.
0-3.
Yay.
And Florida talking about hiring Al Golden.
So Who do you guys think is the Billy Napier smoke? Is that real? You guys think that's real?
They called a meeting, didn't they?
Think he's out of there by tomorrow? We're gonna hear Billy Napier's going. You think?
I don't think
it'll
board
be tomorrow.
meeting
Officially?
No, because they called the board meeting for tomorrow morning, right?
Tomorrow morning. Okay, I
It was-
thought they
I thought it was today.
met already this
They
morning.
met today.
I ain't gonna hold
Yeah.
you if it was me, it would have been today. If
No,
I was,
I
they met
think
today.
they met today.
They met today.
if I,
I bet. I bet.
as a matter of fact, they were at home, right? It'd
You
have been
gonna fire
Friday.
him on you gonna fire him on a Lord's Day?
Excuse me? They were at home on Saturday, right?
You
I
gonna
fired
fire
his ass
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
The board's at the swamp. I know the board's at the swamp because they
Yeah.
told me they're in the stadium.
Yeah.
I know the
That's
board is there.
They met to get together to see who they're gonna have come in as their next
I
coach
think so.
before they make a decision. I think
Oh,
they want
so
to
he
have something
said-
lined up beforehand.
He
I would have
said them
fired
boys-
him
he said
sans
one-
replacement. I'd have been like, look, y'all, we ain't even got a replacement yet. I just want to get that motherfucker out of here.
He said one person raised
we
26
ain't got a plan.
Wow. That's wild. One booster
should just
alone
swap.
raised 26 million.
Should
They
have
should
raised the
just swap with
15 from
Florida
Jaden
State.
Rashada, and you probably wouldn't be in half this bullshit. That booster ain't raised that 26. He said he raised that 26 and won't have it. We've seen this happen. We've seen this happen. No,
I'd
but in all
rather them wait
seriousness, I think he's gone, right? He got to be, right? 0-3.
I'd rather them
Or-
wait
or
till
1-2.
the Florida State game and the losing coach is gone.
Well,
They should
Norvell's
they
not
should
going
put him down.
anywhere no time soon.
Well, he needs
Norvell's
to.
not going anywhere.
You think because of the buyout?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
his shit is
absolutely.
crazy. This shit is bananas.
But so is
They got
so
taken
is
to the cleaners
Homeboys,
by
right?
Willie. They ain't
Who?
gonna do that again.
Isn't Sunbelt Billy's buyout crazy too?
Nah, not
Not like
Napier,
Norvell's.
not Norvellish. No, Norvell.
'Cause they
You
just
remember
re-upped
Norvell
Norvell.
signed that contract?
Yeah,
last year. He signed
right.
that
Yeah,
big
yeah.
He's
He
crazy.
finna be
No, Florida State learned their
Well,
lesson with
well,
Willie
hey.
when he took them to the cleaners. They ain't gonna do that again.
Yeah, Willie crazy. Yeah.
You think they go after
Although-
Prime? You think either one of them go after Prime? Florida or Florida State?
Dion ain't coaching after this year anywhere. I don't think. He's
I
gonna.
I
He's
think
gonna
they got
go.
a call.
After his boys leave, he's gone.
Yeah.
I think you got a call though, right? If you're either one of them.
I
On
don't
hype
think
alone,
he-
if he
I don't
says
think
yes,
he's-
right?
I don't think he's number one on either of their lists. No, I don't.
Because
think
you got an image issue right now, both schools with your fan base, and if you just want some hype and some good faith, call that man.
Unless
I
Dion
would
got another
imagine he's
son.
got to be on their list. At least
Does
Florida
Dion got
State.
another son coming up to play? I mean, I think that's the only way he's gonna coach.
Nah. And I also don't think the Ole Miss coach Lane Kiffin. I don't think he goes to Florida either.
No,
I don't think he leaves Ole Miss for Florida.
you don't think
I
so?
don't think so. Nope.
Mm.
He has a daughter that's at Ole Miss now. He has another son that's about to be at Ole Miss, I think. You
That's
know
a
what I
good
mean?
point.
I don't think
didn't
he
know that.
leaves. I don't think he leaves.
I
And
wonder.
Ole Miss got deep pockets, brother. Ole Miss
we
got
see
deep pockets.
the portal.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how they got 8 quarterbacks.
Ole Miss not playing.
From the portal.
Yeah.
Ole Miss in Texas, I don't even know how many roster spots they have, bro. Because every week is a new commit or a new transfer. I don't know how many roster spots they're allowed to have, but it's more than us. I guarantee you. Texas got too many commits. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, that's
Every day. Every
That's
day it's a new commit. It's like, how many spots do y'all have?
Yeah. We knew
They got a
that.
B
Though.
team.
They've been doing it. Texas,
They's got a B team.
and they in the SEC, so they don't have to answer to anybody.
No, that
I keep
rules don't
forgetting
apply in
that.
the SEC.
Oh God, they're gonna be so obnoxious now.
That's gonna be ridiculous, man.
Dog, you have any idea what that's like for me living here? They're
Oh,
in
I
the
bet.
SEC
I bet.
and they're number one.
And
Yeah.
they got
Yeah, it's not a game. All right, brothers. Listen, thank you guys for joining us again, man. We love it. We love it.
Urban
Our
Meyer, good
Canes-
shout. I don't think that's gonna happen though.
Nah, I don't think so either.
I don't think it's
Our
gonna happen.
Canes are 3-0. Listen, man, the merch. Scan for merch. Poke, show them the shirt real quick. Yeah. Bam. And then we still got the joints.
They got
Yeah.
the handle for the coffee too. Clutch.
Abs- Absolutely, man. Go check us out, man. www.youheardpodcast.com. Podcast.com? Is it? Damn, I done forgot the damn thing.
Is it pod or podcast? I'll be typing it wrong on edits.
Yeah, I think it's youheardpodcast.com.
I've done it both ways to be safe.
Yeah. It'll come up very
You'll
easy.
find us.
It'll come up very easy.
It's one of those.
You'll find us. You'll
Yup,
find
yup,
us.
hit
Start
that
typing
like,
you
hit that
heard P.
subscribe.
You'll find us.
Yup. Hit that you
Oh,
heard.
Jesse James. All the stuff in my background is we don't got enough time for that.
No.
The next episode, ask me and I'll run through all of it.
Yeah.
Everybody
Remember to
in the
ask me,
chat,
Jesse, or hit
appreciate
me
y'all.
on Twitter, Jesse. I'll send you a video.
It's all about that you. We'll be back Wednesday evening, man. And we got For the Culture Wednesday as well after our show, man. So check us out, chill with us. It's all about that you. I don't know what.